One, I'm back. I had to redo this live because the other one, I have some information that was kind of missing. So I figured, you know what, just gonna do a little redo. So I'm just being completely honest up front. So all right, the title of this live, okay, is going to be to stop data centers, okay, petition, paper, and process part 1, okay. Now I'm gonna wait for somebody to come out here, before I start. I'll wait for at least a minute, okay? And then I'm going to begin. This is a very nice location here. Yeah, it's really nice. Just give it less than a minute, because it's gonna be a short live. This is part 1. A little cloudy up above, patchy clouds here. Make sure the volume. Want to make sure the volume's adjusted. Okay. I'm gonna start in 10 seconds. Alrighty, okay. All right, folks. So I'm gonna start. I'm gonna say this, folks. Tonight is simple, okay? We stop data centers, okay, with petition, paper, and process it, okay? No signing, no signature drives, no begging, okay? We choke off the money, the permits, okay, folks, the water, the power, all right? All that being done to do this lawfully. Now, before I continue further, okay, this is for educational purposes. I'm not an attorney. I'm going to share stuff that I gather through research. I do have knowledge of how the, local and state government works, as well as federal government. I do understand how they operate, but I am constantly learning. But I'm not an attorney. I can't give legal advice. Okay, I'm just going to share stuff for educational purpose. So, of course, I always want to encourage anybody to do your due diligence. Okay, folks? Don't take my word for it. All right. Now, I first started hearing about the data center. First, I heard about the solar farming, but its connection with the data centers, okay? And the data center, I'm gonna basically talk about this very briefly. It's gonna be a short live, okay, folks? All right. So I'm gonna discuss here 3 parts, okay? What is a data center? What is a data center? Okay, because I know a lot of people just kind of wondering, like, what the heck is that? Okay. Now I'm going to talk about the 5 choke points again. Okay. Again, money, power, water. Okay. Air, and records. Okay. This is very important. We want to gather a lot of records in regards to how these people operate, what's there, putting everything out there publicly to expose these people. Okay. All right. What we can do, okay, this week is what we could do is filing, okay, again, records and hearings. Okay, these are some of the things that we can do. What I gather, because again, I had to do a lot of research about it, as far as dealing with this particular matter, as far as the data centers, So anyway, so I'm gonna go forward. Okay, so here's the thing. Again, data centers. I have not heard about data centers, I think, until like recently. There was a last video I was watching about this that actually inspired me to even focus more on the data center. Even though solar farming, there was another YouTuber talk about solar farming, but it mentioned a little bit about data center. But this video, I'm gonna put the video that I heard, I was watching recently that really talked about mostly about the data centers. And what the data center is, what I gather, okay, it's not a tech office, okay, it's an industrial load facility, okay. All right. Now, how this thing survives, okay, how this thing survives is deals, okay, power, that's what it needs, water, diesel, okay, and backup and permits. That's how it survives, all right, folks? So the next part is that, you see, if it can't, if it can't survive through transparency, okay, or lawful limits, it shouldn't exist. The AI, the whole thing with the data center is basically connected with the AI systems, okay? And I learned also that these data centers, they rely on water, okay? And that's a big thing. I learned so much about this recently. But yeah, these data centers, they rely on water, so much water. And a lot of people have been complaining about this, about how this affects the environment, okay? And it is disturbing. There are some scientists that, that was protesting about it, that it is affecting the environment, especially the animals, the local animals around there, the crops. This is a major problem. Farmers selling their land, giving their land away, and they're getting paid off. It's a big problem, okay? But the data centers, it makes a huge noise. The video that I'm going to put on the description below, they basically show somebody recorded the data centers, what they sound at night. It's very loud. It's like extremely loud. A lot of this stuff could be done away with. There's a lot of data centers that's already been built. There's more that's planning to be built. So the thing is, what I'm talking about here in this live is about basically attacking the permits, okay? Water permits. You got to see how they operate, if there's any defects on the permits, if there's any lawful notices, gathering everything, all the evidence. They have to provide all this information. That's why I'm going to utilize the Freedom of Information Act. But the goal is, and I'm going to go more in part 2, the goal is that to shut down the data centers that's currently in place and to stop any more basically being built. Now, some people have some victories of the data centers. For example, there was a recording of a town hall meeting. I don't know if it was a town hall meeting or it was a hearing, but there were some companies talk about how they're not going to go forward a particular location. A lot of people was applauding, but then some people were saying, oh, well, they're going to come back probably another 6 months, another few years. These companies will try again. Maybe they'll go to another location. So the goal is for these companies to not try to go anywhere within the several states, okay? So people don't have to worry about, oh, well, we stop it there, they're gonna try again. No, we're gonna basically make sure this doesn't happen. And yes, the goal is also to shut the one that's currently in place. So yeah, I am definitely, especially any problem that we're going through in the system, I don't have it in me to talk about how the system, how they're spreading and how we're fucked, excuse my language, but I'm going to be completely blunt. There is a solution to fight back. This is not about begging the people in office, and this is not about protesting. You understand, folks? All right, it's not about that. It's about taking action, and you have to understand that it's about where your targets are, and it's about the type of vehicle you need to be in to execute the targets, okay? I understand people, when they go to these meetings, and I was watching these videos, and people, they express themselves, they give themselves, the local council or committee in the, let's say the local government, they give you a time slot. Well, you got like 3 minutes to speak your mind. And, people, they express themselves, their concerns, and it's definitely understandable that people express their concerns, but at the same time, nothing's being actually done. Like, I heard enough already that people feel that there's no point talking to these people in these town hall meetings because we'll say one thing, it goes one ear and goes out the other, okay? I'm not going about talking to these people and expressing myself in a conference, in a town hall meeting. I'm about utilizing the legal system, okay? And I will definitely go more into part 2, but I'm going to basically force them to shut down, okay? I will utilize court orders. I will utilize the court, okay? I will put a lot of pressure on the government, the permits. Again, I'm going to emphasize, let me just repeat this in case anybody just came in, okay? Okay? The goal is to choke off the money, okay? The permits, all right, folks? The water and the power, doing all that lawfully, okay? Okay, that's the choke points that we need to focus on. So I'm gonna put a video that really encouraged me to put the process together, because I am doing some work with the process in regards to attacking these data centers lawfully. It's just about finished. I just need to do some adjustments here and there. But I'm going for this live. I'm going to put a link to the video below so you can check it out. Okay. Like and subscribe, folks. Share this with everybody else. Any of your friends, family. Okay. I will do a part 2 real soon. Okay, folks. So I'm not sure. It depends on YouTube. I'm going to, after this live, it might be available, for recording. It might be available tonight, or it might be available tomorrow. Sometimes it takes 24 hours. But again, stay tuned for part 2. All right, folks. All right. Thank you all for coming by. Until then, I will see you soon. Bye.